Howdy guys, so real quick, we're going to be replacing the alternator in my LBZ. To start, I just removed the air box by disconnecting this connector, loosening this, and then just pulling it out. I disconnected both positive and negative from both batteries. I heard some people say you can just disconnect the negative, but a couple people say that they accidentally dropped this on the motor when they removed it without the boot being around it, and it like shorted some things out and was kind of hard to diagnose. So I'd recommend just going ahead and disconnecting both, and then obviously removing this electrical connector that goes right here as well, and just pull that off. Right now I'm removing these 15mm bolts on either side that hold the alternator down. Probably hard to see, but rather than taking this whole thing loose and pushing it back out of the way so that you can get the breaker bar up higher, I just took this little clip off, pushed this down, pulled it over and out of the way, and now I'm able to get the breaker bar on there to get the belt off. So you can do that instead of taking that top bolt out and then loosening the bottom one on this inner fan shroud cage. If the square in your tensioner bracket is like oriented in such a way that when you get it in there it's basically up against the fender and you can't move it to get it to loosen the belt at all, I would recommend using a torque wrench, because you can kind of ratchet it into the position you need it to be, but you might end up needing to use like a small extension kind of like this, because torque wrenches are pretty flat, they don't reach out in that direction as far, but that should work for you if the breaker bar doesn't. And then what I did, rather than having to reroute the whole belt and everything, I just tucked this long wrench in here over to the side to kind of hold the belt up until I'm ready. When the new alternator is in there, I can just pick it back up and slip it over. That way I don't have to draw a diagram for rerouting and all of that stuff. The old one was stuck in there pretty good, so I went ahead and put a wrench around this stud back here like this, and then another one that catches right here like this. But I held it up with the other hand while hitting on it up with this hand. So basically I held it like this with this hand while hitting it up like this with this hand, and that was enough to basically knock it loose. For the new one, I have been kind of using the mallet to lightly tap it into place. I got this right one started first, and then since this is currently blocking this hole, I'm gonna go ahead and put the belt around the pulley right there really fast, and then once that's on there, I'll use one hand to relieve the tension so that this can come back up, since the belt will be torquing on it downwards, and the other hand to kind of guide the bolt back through there so that we can get that started too. So now that I got the belt on there, I have this area freed up to be able to put this bolt in and then tighten them both up. We got them tight. Got this back on. I'll just put the air cleaner back on and plug that in. Alright, we got everything back together, and it was down to about 10 volts. It's slowly, I think you can kind of see it there climbing its way up. So that was the problem. We're good to go now.